Do you have any last words for this year, for the holiday spirit for anyone? Do you want to tell them your New Year's resolution?
I haven't gotten that far yet, but I do hope everyone has a happy holiday.
That's it? Try it. That didn't seem enough. Try again.
What are you going to say?
I hope you don't get hurt, but if you do, call me. You can be honest. You specifically wanted to say that was the kids' tree because you're embarrassed by it.
I'm not embarrassed.
You didn't want people to think that's the tree you decorated.
No. That's not true. I'm not embarrassed by it. Look how fun. That tree looks fun and happy and free-spirited, and that I like.
Really?
Yeah.
Why did you tell me we have to point out that this is the kid tree?
Well, just because it is free-spirited.
You wanted your tree is over there.
Well, neither one of the trees are finished, but yes, that one is playful. That's a great word. It's playful.
So this will come out on Christmas Day. But hopefully our tree is done by Christmas Day. So get in that mindset, right? Get in that mindset.
I'm in the mindset already. I've been there since November.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out what Christmas decoration have you put up this year?
I didn't roll my eyes, smirk, huff, whatever that is. I didn't do any of that as all of this has gone around our house, outside of our house, or anything. I
will say you have been a really
good sport.
Yes. I don't know if I was going to say that, but okay, we'll go with that. You've been a good sport because last night I did call you on the phone, and do you remember what I said?
You're killing our time frame here. You're killing our time frame.
Why?
Because you can't say last night because that would be Christmas Eve. Or a week before Christmas.
Okay, sorry.
We're trying to trick the people.
So I called you a few weeks ago.
Yeah, you did.
And I said, Zaddy, I'm just kidding. Did you see his eyes? I'm just kidding. What I said was, how much do you love me?
Yeah, and what did I say? You remember?
I think your first words were, what did you hit? What did you buy? Who's in trouble?
I figured you hit somebody with your car.
I did not hit anybody.
But was that a bad guess? It a bad guess?
I have not hit anything or anybody in years. I've never hit anybody, actually. When I say that, I've never hit anybody.
You hit the garage like 2 years ago. And you hit the broom in the garage. And you hit the wall in the garage.
You're right.
Those are all separate incidents.
I forgot about that. Okay, well, in a year,
you forgot about them.
Them. I forgot about them. Well, this past year, I haven't hit anything. So that was it. That was on my New Year's resolution, and I stuck to it for 2024. So that wasn't it.
Last year.
What did I ask you, though?
For Christmas lights, for somebody to come put Christmas lights up on the roof and stuff.
Which we've had a couple of quotes before, and they are surprisingly...
outrageous.
Oh my gosh, expensive. Yeah. To the point where I'm like, I'm going to get a big ladder and do it.
Yeah, sure. But
or at least I'll start it and then Mike will finish it for me because he don't want me up there.
We've got a tall house. So
yes.
I mean, I don't even know if that's really possible. I don't know how they put the lights up, but the reason the guy gave us a quote that was reasonable is because he had already ripped us off for some lights in the backyard. So we had already gotten his claws into us, and you were just like, hey. And he threw us a bone. No, I appreciate that. He was in the holiday spirit.
No, he didn't.
I appreciate that.
He didn't rip us off. He actually was very reasonable. But he was doing stuff on our neighbors, and every time he does work on our neighbors, I stop him and say, hey, what are you doing? And then I say, will you give me a quote for our house, too? That's happened like 2 or 3 times.
When you called me, had you already told him yes?
No, I don't
Was he standing right next to you?
No. I was in the car, but I was in the process of texting. I said, let me just run these numbers by my husband, but I'm sure it's a yes. I'll get back to you.
You're like my grandpa. My grandpa has everyone vote, but he says his vote is the only one that counts. But he thinks the process of what he calls democracy, which isn't democracy, of everyone voting, but then his vote is the only one that matters. That's how I feel like. I get a vote, but it doesn't matter.
This was a very reasonable price compared to the other ones, and so I was ready to say, yes, do it tonight. We're ready for it.
Yeah, no, totally. And I'm for it.
And you were...
Lights look great.
You were so relieved that I didn't hit anybody, anything. You were just...
And no one was in trouble.
And no one was in trouble. You just were like, yes.
Yeah, because you asked, how much do I love you?
Mm-hmm. So you knew it wasn't you that was in trouble, right? You knew you...
Yeah, I was totally in the clear.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I was totally sure. All right, so Christmas, holidays.
I think we can say Christmas. We celebrate Christmas, but we're also, I was unpacking Christmas decorations a while ago, and I
Find
found
Charlie's menorah.
Olivia's menorah.
Okay.
So Olivia in kindergarten learns about, one of the standards is to learn about different holidays, and they're very inclusive, and I love that. And a lot of her friends are Jewish, and so she wanted a menorah, and she wanted to learn about it and celebrate it, so we have a menorah at our house.
Yeah.
So we wrap presents from us.
I think this is so silly.
And we celebrate, like, we give our kids their gifts Christmas Eve. They get gifts from us, gifts from, like, my parents, and then Santa Claus gifts are unwrapped. Now, growing up, were your Santa gifts unwrapped, or were they wrapped?
Everything was wrapped, I think.
So how did you know which ones were Santa's gifts and which ones were your parents?
Well, my mom's handwriting said Santa, and those were the Santa gifts, obviously.
Okay. Well,
Now,
Santa doesn't wrap the gifts here. Santa just displays them very nicely.
I appreciate the fact that we don't wrap Santa gifts because I would rather not wrap any of the gifts. Mm-hmm. What I don't understand is we've just spent the last month or so buying gifts. You suggest a great gift, right? Let's say you brought up, Charlie and Olivia, I guess they both use it, but a gymnastics bar thing.
Yes, because they're big into that, tumbling. They want to spin around the bar.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is a great idea. And then 10 minutes after we buy that, you then say, all right, well, wait, what are we going to get the girls from us? And I'm like, we just got a gymnastics bar. And you're like, that's from Santa. And I'm like, fuck Santa. Like, no.
Well, and I think
Santa wins.
This is controversial because a lot of people are like, no, big gifts should come from the parents, because if Santa is bringing a big gift at your house, but say another family that can't afford it and Santa cannot afford to bring a big gift there, that then the kids are confused. Why did Santa bring this for you? But
what about the kids that don't believe in Santa?
True, but I'm just saying this is everyone in kindergarten that celebrates Christmas believes in Santa. So that's where that's coming from. So it is controversial. I absolutely agree.
You went a totally different direction. I just meant we don't get credit for the good shit we buy. It's purely selfish. The girl's like, Santa's the best. I got a gymnastics bar. And I'm like,
but I don't do the things. I don't get self-worth from seeing my kid or having my kids be like, oh, thanks, Mom, so much. I enjoy just seeing them happy.
Yeah, but
so I don't need I don't need any.
But I think by giving them a good gift, I like giving gifts. Mm-hmm. Much rather give gifts than receive gifts.
Yes.
I like trying to figure out what someone really like, because I think that's a way to show love, is that they know that you thought really hard and figured out something that they really liked. So yeah, it makes me feel good to give a good gift, but that's not the primary concern. I'm just saying, like, especially now with Santa, like Charlie is starting to, Santa's not real.
We're not sure that Charlie still believes in Santa. She may just be playing along, and that's okay. I like the magic of Christmas. It makes me happy. It makes the kids happy.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that they will grow up so quickly that I'm not going to be the one that says Santa's not real.
Yeah.
I'm the one giving you the gifts. I will ride that train until the end of time.
Initially I was against Santa. First Christmas together.
We did have a conversation about that, and I
was like on
said absolutely not in my house.
Well, I was just like theoretically.
No.
What I said was theoretically, like in a perfect world, I think people use Santa too much to make their kids behave, and it's held over their head. Like when I was growing up, Santa was always, if you don't behave, Santa won't come. If you don't behave, you're not behaving, Santa won't come. Santa's not going to come. It was a threat. And we don't do that. It's a very different thing. And maybe it's just because they're better kids than I was when I was younger.
No, I don't think so. I do think that sometimes we say Christmas is coming up. Have you been good, sort of thing.
Yeah, but I don't think there's ever been like a threat of,
you're not going to get gifts.
Yeah, Santa's going to put you on the naughty list and skip you. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake.
That creeps you out, doesn't it?
Oh, I never really believed.
Oh, I believed way too long. My mom, I will say it, my mom, she loves giving. That is just her calling. She
came through with the Bomba socks.
She did last Christmas. You might get them this Christmas too. But my parents would take like boots and leave like footprints through the house. They would eat carrots. But also I was so much older than my little brothers.
Did you really believe, or did you want to believe?
I wanted to believe at a certain point, but I definitely believed way too long. But then I wanted to believe, and I mean, my mom filled my stocking, and I had Santa gifts coming until I was well into my 20s.
Okay, but you didn't believe in your 20s. Right?
No. His face. What? Santa's
And that's
not
the
real?
end of this podcast and our relationship. Thank you for coming. You've witnessed the beginning and the downfall very quickly. Now our podcast is over.
Now we're done.
And you are going to be shamed by the social media community about your Santa
but,
beliefs.
I mean, I know that there are a lot of adult kids where their parents still put things in their stockings.
Yeah, but they don't say it's from Santa. That's the link that's missing there. For the week before Christmas this year, though, we have been out of town. So I'm going through the airport and we forgot to add, this is my role, I forgot to pre-add Wells as a passenger. So we have to go to special services or whatever, which is easy in the Atlanta airport.
He sits in our laps. He's a lap sitter.
Not anymore. I'm over that. I'm over that. I just don't know if getting him a seat is going to be any better. It's a 3.5 hour flight.
The car seat, it would be better.
It's a 3.5 hour flight, and we trade him back and forth.
Constant. Nothing is relaxing. We don't watch any shows between the two of us. We can hardly drink water because he'll dump it over.
Charlie sits. We sit 3 across, and then Charlie sits an aisle away. All our drinks are on hers.
Yep. And Charlie likes to rub it in though when we get off the flight. She likes every time she says, "Wow, that was so relaxing."
Yeah.
We're just like, oh.
Yeah. So I forgot to add Wells. So we go to special services. You got to give them the passport, and then they add Wells. Smooth sailing. We're at the airport in perfect time. Bags checked. It's pretty empty in the airport.
Well, you didn't preface this with every time we go to the airport, we get in an argument. There's always something that happens.
That's not true anymore. That was true for a while.
For a while.
Yeah,
we're either running late and almost miss our flight.
No, we don't miss the flight. We usually miss the time that you have to check bags.
Okay, check bags.
Maybe if you didn't pack so much.
Can't find parking spots.
Lots are closed. Yes. Now when we get in the car, you look at the Atlanta map thing with what spaces we have.
But everything was in our favor. I mean, we found a spot. Even there was we had to go a different way to get to the airport because the road was blocked. That worked out.
They changed our gate from T to B. I was really looking forward to Bojangles at T.
Nobody was in the airport.
Yeah, it was pretty empty. It was weird.
It was just smooth sailing except that one little thing, adding Wells, but that went really well.
So then I'm walking away. You guys start walking ahead a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I got that dad walk going where if I start 20 feet behind you, then
You'll catch up.
I'll overtake you very quickly. So you're walking ahead and I hear somebody go, "I like your shorts."
Yeah.
And and the person repeated it. "I like your shorts." Yeah. It was coming from behind me. And I looked down and I'm wearing pants. And I literally thought to myself, I'm wearing pants. And then I look and the guy goes, "On the internet. I like your shorts on the internet." And I was like, "Oh, thanks. I'm Mike. I got to go get my flight though." That happens at the airport more than anywhere.
Oh yeah.
It happened 2 or 3 more times that same day.
Yeah, every time we go to the airport, there's multiple people that recognize you and see you, and it makes me laugh.
It makes me laugh too. The best was the first time. It was on when we were going to our firm retreat. We were all on a plane.
That's right.
It never happened before. Mm-hmm. And Chris Stokes, who's been on videos
You have
before,
your partners with you.
Yeah, and Chris is there, and he makes fun of these more than anybody. And then he does a video. Like we did one about the slip and fall case that you can watch. Yeah. A guy comes up and goes, Are you Mike? I love your shorts." And I go, "Yes." And I look at Stokes, who's standing right next to me. He goes, "Oh, And the guy who came up was like, "Oh yeah, he doesn't. Sorry, this is funny between us." We get on the flight. The flight attendant goes, "I just want to tell you, I really like your shorts, or I really like your videos." And I look over at Stokes, and he's like, "Oh." It happens now. It's happened at my 3 favorite places, which I feel like I've made it as a human. It happened at 167 in Charleston, my favorite restaurant. Yeah, it's happened at my favorite clothing spot.
At Sid Mashburn?
Oh, yeah. See, you took the words out of my mouth.
I didn't even know that. That's who you would want to sponsor.
I was going to say, every episode we've talked about who would sponsor.
Yeah.
"What's up, Sid? How are you doing?" When everyone asks me where my suits are, Sid Mashburn, Sid Mashburn, Sid Mashburn.
You get a lot of compliments.
Sid does. Yeah. It's all Sid.
So back to the airport story. You didn't finish the airport story, though.
I don't know if I did. What did I miss?
You missed what happened during pre-check when we were going through security with Wells, when you had to carry him at arm's length.
Oh, I forgot about that. All right. So before Wells, I'd never held a baby.
Right, because you met the girls and they were older. I mean, not older, but
That weren't
3.
babies that you were carrying. At
Right.
least you might carry them on your shoulders, but you were not cradling them. Now, though, obviously,
Yeah,
year into this thing, I
you're
am.
tossing them around all over the place.
Yeah, I'm good. Right. But the reason I bring that up is because I went through security. We have it in the Duna thing.
Yeah.
And
Duna is the stroller, the car seat that turns into a stroller. So we push the stroller in case people don't know.
use coupon code Duna Rafi for, no, that's not true. Don't try it. That's not true. But
I wish we got a discount on Duna.
the Duna folds up and you put that through security. It goes separately from the baby. You have to take the baby out.
Yeah.
So, of course, Wells is asleep, doing fine. And then we have to take him out and then he's angry.
Yeah.
So when we take him out,
You're holding him, and all of a sudden, my face, I go, and you're like, what's wrong? What's wrong? Our bags,
he had through his clothes
It just
completely.
exploded.
And I didn't know because it was in the back.
Yeah, because you were holding him and cuddling him, and it was all over him. And also, if people don't know you, like, you have a terrible gag reflex. Like, things like that, you will throw up, body fluid.
Yeah, not my thing.
Not your thing.
Not
You
my
just...
The worst ever was when I was sucking snot out of Wells's nose with the snot sucker.
Yeah.
And I didn't have the filter in the right place.
Which is hilarious.
Oh my God, I could feel,
And it goes up, and you could just see his expression as he realizes that it hits, and he just all of a
breathe.
sudden, you were like, you have to take him, and you just like
No.
went
Oh, wait. Oh, when the snot sucking
with the snot.
thing.
Yeah, and you just walked off, and like I thought you were gonna throw up. You might have thrown up. I'm not
And
sure.
I was spitting his snot out of my mouth is what I was doing.
Yeah.
And this is also in the middle of the night because he was sick when this happened. But back to the airport. Because this story is even better.
Yeah.
I realize what's going on. And, there's people in front of me waiting to go through security. So I'm holding him like this.
Yeah, they wouldn't let us put him back in the stroller because the stroller had already been pushed through. And so he's holding him out.
And I go off in security because I have my phone in my pocket because I didn't take it out. That's the last thing I typically do.
Right.
So I have to go through twice holding a baby.
Yes.
Baby.
And Wells is just...
Well, and then, so we all get through. Wells is covered in shit. His clothes are covered in shit.
Yeah.
And we get to these benches where, people
you're sitting
do whatever they do. And you say, I'm going to bring him in the bathroom. Can you get a diaper and can you can me wipes? And I go, no.
Because our diaper bag got flagged because it had baby food and formula. And
It always does.
So we knew
The guy
that.
was nice, though. I said to the TS guy, I think he saw my face. And I'm like, sir. And I'm talking through the plexiglass. Sir, excuse me, sir. Diaper? And he goes, and I go, diaper?
I think you might have pointed too, because I have Wells at this point, like holding him out.
Yeah. That guy had kids.
Oh yeah, because he went around other people's bags to get our diaper bag. Like it was.
I mean, he could have just checked the diaper bag and let us skip all those people. That would have been nice too.
It doesn't matter. He got out the diaper. He couldn't find the wipes.
Yeah, he criticized your packing. How do you feel about that? He was like, I don't see it. They're not in here. I'm like, I promise you she packed them.
They were in there. They were in a special place. But I couldn't go over there because
Why are we putting the wipes in a special place? Put the wipes right on top. That's the most useful thing. We can be naked, need the wipe. You don't need a diaper, you need a wipe. I think the diaper should be in the special place, wherever that is, because I've never found the wipes. It's like Harry Potter's bag, or what? Is that the bag? The thing didn't they have a bag in that show?
I think so. Yeah,
I don't know.
Just the picture of you walking through the security multiple times will stay with me forever and just bring me joy. His poor little outfit too. We just trashed it. Luckily, we had extras, but.
So, when we were on vacation, I didn't work much, which was cool. Oh no.
No.
Wow.
Oh,
Did
no,
you
no,
get
no.
that face on camera? Wow.
Did
anyone else see that? Did anyone else see that?
No. You.
This is where I slowly back away when I get that face, if I could.
No. You have done a much better job recently, but I think one of the things that I didn't realize, you just never can completely be off work.
Well,
Is that a fair statement?
in what ways? Like thinking or doing? I can be off doing for the most part unless there's deadlines. But certain lawyers, when you go like, hey, man, I'm going on vacation for 2 weeks or a week or whatever it is, or it's the Christmas holiday season, can you give me more time? Some people are just jerks and say no.
Well, your work email is on your phone, and I don't think you can ever turn that off. Like, I don't think that you can ever not check that. So, but you do a much better job of, like, when the kids are napping, saying, okay, designating this time, I'm going to work now, and then playing with them. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I think you have a really good work-life balance now. Well, much better than you used to.
Yeah, I think I'm more intentional about when I do things. Mm-hmm. You know, like Absolutely. When before kids, who cares if I did something at 2 a.m. from 2 to 5?
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now
we're living in their world on their schedule. On their schedule.
Well, and their schedule contradicts with my schedule in the sense that, and you know this, from, let's just say easy, 9 to 5, it's very difficult to get work. Like the work I need to do as being a lawyer, like sitting, thinking, researching, typing, writing, whatever. That is really tough to do 9 to 5 because that's when I get questions for most of the day. Right. That's when people in my office and clients too, but people are asking me so I can help them solve their problems, which are our big problem, like our firm problems. I don't mean a problem. I mean like, hey, Mike, how do I handle this situation? What should I do here? That's the time for them to ask me questions. And then 5 o'clock comes or whatever time, and now I got to do my shit.
Well, and some of the work is good. Like when we were on the boat and you got a phone call.
I got an email, then I made a phone call. Yeah,
that was the phone call that you made was great.
Yeah, so on the boat, we're talking about buying something for the boat that was expensive. And kidding around, I said, oh, I'm supposed to hear back about a case. Maybe if I hear back today or while we're on the boat or something, we'll buy that thing. And I mean, like, God was like, let's spend some money, Mike. And so it's
like 30 minutes later, you got an email.
And I then called my client. And
how long had this case been going? Because this was before, I think
No.
No? Okay.
No. This is one of the cases that I don't think you knew anything about until the last 30 days.
Okay.
Because he was on a motorcycle. And he got hit by a church van. The defense lawyer, decent person, reasonable. Mm-hmm. The insurance company on their side, fine. It was a commercial policy. It was a church van, so they had a big commercial policy. My client, really good guy, normal dude. Him and I, he works nights, so him and I would usually text, and we still do, at night.
Okay.
But like that's when we kind of communicated. We're like the meme where you're sitting in bed being like, he's probably talking to other girls. And I'm like, hey man, how's your ankle? I saw you got an MRI. I hope you're doing well. Blah, blah, blah. But so I call him, and you didn't even know his name, but you knew who I was calling. I step away.
Right.
But to call him and like, people either have two reactions. One reaction is being overwhelmed and silent, or one reaction is, and maybe getting emotional. And the other reaction is getting on that high, like, like happy that the situation is over and relieved in an excited way. And I think he had both.
Well, $6 million is life-changing money. That is a life-changing amount of money that he's going to get. And
it's life-changing for him in two ways. One, it's life-changing because he'll never have to worry about future medical care, which is a really big issue in his life. I mean,
it's a big concern.
Yeah, I mean, now at a minimum, he can go out and get health insurance. And he is somebody whose life on a daily basis was completely changed. Like could not and cannot do the job he used to do. And was now working nights in a different state from where his wife and his kid live, because he's just trying to earn something. And in the case, the defense, they're a decent guy, but their job is to stop him from getting money. One of the criticisms in the case was that, he must not be that badly hurt. He's working. And it's like, what if he wasn't working, you guys would be saying, oh, he's faking and he can go back to work. What's the matter?
Right.
So he went through both those emotions. He, at first, I think he was very like, really? Oh my God. Mm-hmm. And by the end of the call, I mean, he kind of let out like a, Ric Flair woo. And he was so happy. My woo right there didn't do him justice, but that was a cool call to have.
Yeah.
I get the most nervous calling clients and telling them when cases are settled, if it's a significant case, because you don't know what the reaction is going to be. And you don't want to be too excited that I did a really good job, or the team did a really good job. So you don't want to minimize their injury by saying, yes, I won. That's why I hate fucking big checks. Cause I think it's just disrespectful to people. Imagine you come to an office and I'm like, oh, hey, I'd like to use a marketing tool. Hold up this big ass fake check. And, being
just lost a family member or
yeah,
something.
like I could never fathom doing that. So anyway, going back to Christmas, one big debate that we had was, and we mentioned it, was the gymnastics bar.
Well, yes.
How long do you think it will be until someone is hurt in this house where we have to go to the emergency room? And then I say, I told you so.
So that's what I was going to say. The debate was whether or not it was a dangerous or not necessarily dangerous, or whether or not
because it is. Because it is.
You are such a negative Nancy sometimes.
But the gymnastics bar, it goes 6 feet off the ground.
Yes, but it's adjustable. So we adjust it based on their height. But my thought is, from being a teacher, she's not going to do anything on this bar that she's not doing on the monkey bars.
That's what made me agree. I had no idea that they're out there on the concrete flipping around the bar.
It's wood chips.
Where?
But yes.
For some of those kids, it might be paint chips.
Stop.
Why? Where are the
teachers?
The teachers? Are they not saying like, no, don't do that?
Well, we do. We say, don't do that. Get off that. But also there's a developmental aspect of being able to climb up things, pulling up things, finding your balance.
5th graders are supposed to spin around a bar?
I think developmentally, I think it's very appropriate.
Oh, man. This podcast is coming out December 25th, Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
On what date do you believe we go to the emergency room for the first time? And who is it?
Oh, well, I think it would be Olivia, because she is not as coordinated as Charlie, because she's not as old, and she hasn't had as much training as Charlie.
Yeah. And how quick do you think we're going? Are we going, I'll give you a over under. Okay. I know you're not a gambler. You just pick, is it before or after? Okay. I'm between Valentine's Day and let's just go March 1st.
I would say after. I think don't give me that face.
It's probably going to be a toe, foot, ankle. I hope it's not a knee, a hip, a shoulder, a head, arm.
She's going to get hurt from Charlie being like, oh, do this, you got to do this.
Yeah.
But I think Olivia has some reservations, and I think that she will
get hurt.
Yeah,
you didn't want to end it. She will get hurt.
She will not.
I like how we did a pro con list, and the only pro was they already do it at school in a more dangerous environment. I was like, oh, well,
no,
okay.
I researched and I looked up different articles. I found the best one.
I know
that I thought. Well,
I found the best flamethrower for Wells. Can we get him? Where's Elon at? I'll get where's the flamethrower?
No, but we want them to be active, and we want them to practice their skills, and that's the gymnastics is the skill set that they want to focus on, and we're supporting our children in what they want to do.
I'll support them when they're on the way to the hospital too.
You will.
So it's basically the last week of December, and this is when when you're sitting in bed and being like, I wonder who he's talking to. Now it's accountant. Yes. End of the year accountant time.
And January Mike is he's starting to surface.
What?
January.
I obviously know what January Mike is because you've labeled me that. Mm-hmm. Will you tell everyone what January Mike is?
So January Mike, I think because when taxes is due and things like that, like
when clearing the books for the end of the year.
Clearing the books and the way that you get paid when you start a new year, you don't get paid monthly like a salary like most people do.
I sort of do now.
You do now, but you get paid. A majority of the money comes from when you win cases, and is it quarterly that it comes out? What is it?
You have any idea how I make money?
Nope.
No, for really, like, that was so wrong. Are you serious? You have no idea how I get paid.
How?
Wait, do you really not know? Are you putting this on?
No,
quarterly?
I know. When do you get paid?
Okay. So,
I know it's not in January because January Mike is like, don't buy that.
No, so it's changed since Stokes and Alex became partners.
This is the confusing part. That's why I know you have a salary every now and then.
Yeah, but it's barely changed. All right, so I've always had a salary, okay? Mm-hmm. The IRS is watching. I've always had a salary.
Yes.
But I never took it. So until the end of the year. And then I would true up because I wanted as much money in the business in case, I don't know, somebody got hurt and I need to go hire a $100,000 expert tomorrow. Mm-hmm. I could go do that. I had, more money is better in a business where you could spend like that not knowing. Yeah. So I never took a salary. And then in December, I would just true up. So, if I was owed X dollars, I would just pay it in a lump sum. Frankly, all that money would go to taxes. I wouldn't actually get any money myself. But it would just be all of it I would put towards taxes.
You would get some in December though, because the beginning of December, Mike, was really fun.
Okay, let me just get through how I'm paid, and then you can figure out. But yeah, I guess I would get a little bit, but like I would get like 10% of the salary, and 90% would go towards taxes.
Yes.
Because I would just prepay down taxes. And then when we win a case, I get paid once that money comes, and once I'm the last person to get paid. When we give the money to the client, that's usually the second to last stop. I'm the last stop, and I pay myself.
Right.
I mean, 10 years ago, I would go 3-4 months without making $1. That's very, I would say, rare. That doesn't happen now. Like the firm is closing cases constantly because we have more cases, we have more lawyers, we help more people. But it's still, like you might go a month and get a little bit of money, and then you might go a month and get a lot of bit of money. That happens, obviously. What happens now, since they become partners, is that I take my salary every month.
Yes.
So that money goes, and it goes out the door to Amazon is where it goes. And then at the end of the year, so you were talking about quarterly. Lawyers, associates in my office, their bonuses get paid quarterly.
Oh, okay, not yours.
No, the associates, their bonuses get paid quarterly. Yeah. So if they make money in quarter 1, they get paid the first day of quarter 3. If they make money in quarter 2, they get paid the first day of quarter 4. Yeah. There's a 1 quarter delay, frankly, just so my office manager and accountant don't kill me, and they have some time to figure out where the money's supposed to go.
And allocate it.
Yeah, because like if you make money the last day of quarter 1, I can't pay you quarter 2 because payroll's already gone. And then me, Alex, and Chris, we disperse money when we feel like it. When we feel like there's enough money, we just do. So we don't have any schedule. Oh, so like the money you think
that was the confusion.
The money that you think came in December could have been sitting there all year. We just had never dispersed it because I say to Chris, "Do you need money?" And he's like, "No." He just got married, so he was like, more recently, he's like, yeah. I'm like, "Alex, you need money?" And he's like, "No, leave it in now." And when we all agree we'll take out money, then I just put the money through and we all get paid. But all that has to be finalized, and the numbers have to be done by January 1st. And then January 1st is usually when we have the least amount of money in our firm's operating account, which we still have way more than we need.
Right.
But just because it's below the amount it had been, it causes me stress.
Well, and last year also, I think January Mike was on a different level than the
It was the
usual.
first year that they were partners too, which made it trickier.
Right. You had more things go out though. There was a bill that rolled over into January or something.
Yeah, we had this big bill. Yeah. And what you want to do is you want to pay all your bills that are in that year before the end of the year. And we missed one. Not that we got the bill December 26th.
Yeah.
And
it wasn't like you were delinquent. It just happened that you paid it in January.
The check didn't go out till January 2nd or 3rd, whatever the first work day was. And the check, it should have been paid online on December 30th or 31st is what should have happened. So and the bill was hundreds of thousands of dollars. It was a very big expense. Right. So we think we have this much money in the operating account because I've sat there and I've done the math, redone the math.
The accountant's done the math.
Yeah. And we're like, okay, this is what we're going to start with and we'll be fine and more than fine. And then you take away hundreds of thousands of dollars and I guess I went the wrong way. You drop to there.
Yeah.
And that was stressful at the beginning of the year.
So January, Mike.
But what's crazy is it's not I shouldn't be stressed about it.
You're usually at 7 or 8 for January, Mike. You were more at a 10 last year. So I'm hoping this year we're back to 7 or 8 January, Mike.
I think we're going to be at a solid 4.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You think you're going to be calm?
Look at me.
Stress-free?
Look at me. I feel great.
Do you send end of the year gifts to other lawyers? I know people send you things. They'll send boxes of candies and things. And I am obsessed with those. I love it when they do that.
I am so proud of you.
Why?
Did you read the text messages?
No. What text message?
I put this as a potential topic.
Oh.
No,
we just.
I put this as a topic.
Oh, well, see, we do think alike.
So you didn't read the text?
No, my brain's a little bit more organized, I think, maybe than yours is, but reversed. My brain's a little more disorganized than yours. But we do think alike.
Anyway, this is one of my favorite topics of this time of year.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
So my office is inundated with gift baskets. We've got and will get. We got wine. We'll get booze. We'll get cheese, meat, crackers,
Well,
cookies.
food things. A lot of your employees, you'll share that with them, or they get to them before you do.
Yeah. Usually,
Every now and then you'll bring some candy home, which I love.
well, I have to tell the staff come middle of November, I have to remind everyone before you eat it, tell me who sent it.
Yeah, so you can say thank you.
Right. Yeah, because I feel like an asshole if I don't know, and sometimes deliveries unfortunately don't say who they're from.
Have you gotten a really good one? What's a really weird one that you've gotten? Anything weird?
Stuffed animal.
Oh, really?
The best one I got, Nick Schneider. I will say his name because he's a friend of mine, and it's such a good gift. I don't know if it was him or somebody in his office, but I'll give him the credit.
Yeah.
He got a little plaque that said Employee of the Year Bunker. And I thought that was awesome. And it's still in the lobby of our office. I thought that was really, really good. That was a good damn gift.
Well, that's a very personal.
I know. That was a great
gift. That was very smart. Yeah.
So this is going to be a hard transition now because now I'm going to rail against these gifts. So that was a great gift.
Why are you railing against it? I love the candy.
Because I think from a business or a marketing point of view, I think it's not as useful as people think it is. I can't underestimate. Maybe, I don't know if you realize the number of gifts that we get.
No, because I only see a very small portion of them that come.
Some days we're getting 15 or 20 a day.
And are these people that want to work with you, people that you've worked with?
Lawyers, vendors, defense lawyers. I mean, I just sent a defense lawyer a signed basketball, Trae Young, because, he settled the case and thank you. I think you helped me. But it's a lot of lawyers and it's a lot of vendors. So, I mean, I kid you not, there's the week leading up to Christmas, it's 20 a day, 25 a day. Yeah. And they're all
stopping by the office more, kind of see what we got.
Maybe this will be the year that people don't. I mean, it isn't. They're already doing it. But here's why I don't think it's a good marketing, because you come into my office and there's 5 gift baskets lined up. Meat and cheese, cheese and meat, meat, cheese and meat, cheese, meat and cheese. It's all the same.
Meat and meat.
Yeah, cheese and cheese, right? So they're all lined up and it's oh, who's that from? So-and-so. Who's that from? So-and-so. Who's that from? So-and-so. And that's the only marketing recognition you get, right? And then I send you an email, I call you, I text you, however, whatever the best option is. Frankly, at this point, if you're a vendor I've never talked to, I'm probably not going to thank you. You can call me a jerk. I'm not going to do it. Mm-hmm. I don't want to get your pitch. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
You can't force me. You can't bribe me into hearing your pitch.
But don't you think it maybe opens up if somebody sends you this meat and cheese basket, you reach out to them and say, hey, thanks for doing that. And then maybe they will email you 100%. Back and say, oh, hey, I have this case actually. Would you like that one? Don't you think it works in that sense?
100%. But if I'm getting 50 of those, I don't think I can do that with all 50 people. Here's what I would say. Mm-hmm. I know a guy in town that sends a 4th of July card every year. And it's always a funny 4th of July card.
Okay.
And I think that's great because I look forward to Matt's 4th of July card because I know it's coming. Yeah. So maybe I'll do this. Maybe this year we'll pick a random ass holiday, like a completely made up holiday, and I will just start sending gifts on that holiday because I think that will set you apart and make you stand out.
Yeah.
So, I would say from a marketing point of view, all the things you're saying is 100% true, and that's why people send these gifts.
Maybe on National Donuts Day, send everybody some donuts.
Sure.
Including your wife.
on pick a random Tuesday, the first Tuesday of every June, and send Taco Bell gift cards for Taco Tuesday. But you get
I also like those.
Okay. Are you hungry?
I'm starving.
Okay. We'll wrap this up. But you get the idea, right? You stand out and you're a little different. Yeah. And you're not one of 50 or 100 or 200 over the course of December.
So you receive gifts. Do you guys send any, or have you sent any this year?
No. And people say to me, "Why don't you?" And I give this spiel, and I've been giving it for years.
So people expect you to.
No, I don't think so. I don't think they expect it, but they're in conversation, people who own law firms will be like, "Oh, did you send anything out this year?" No.
You should send. Sometimes they have people that will dress up as things and sing.
I did that to Becker one year. You didn't know that for his birthday?
No, that's hilarious.
So I have a friend who was living in New York. His name's Chris Becker. And he worked at a bank, very large bank that's a commercial lender. The bank was very secure. So people just weren't allowed up into their office for all the good reasons.
So how did
I don't know, but Becker was pissed because that singing telegram guy was extremely motivated to do a great job. And he called me and was like, hey, I can't get in. And I was like, oh, I'm sure you can. And the guy did. And he got to Becker's floor and did whatever song he was supposed to do. And I think Becker was worried he was going to like lose his job. Like it was very, very.
Oh, he's very mad at you.
I thought it was hilarious. All right, we found an ending somewhere in there.